Hello, everyone, and welcome to this Saturday afternoon presentation of NBA basketball right here on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and this New York crowd wants some love from their Knicks.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
And so off the tip, it's Brooklyn. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. Setting the floor for the Nets. Brown at the 2 with Johnson at the 3. Brook Lopez is out there with Young. And it's Jack in at the 1. Now, here is Young. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last.
Well, close to picking that one off.
Still a nice play to make sure that pass didn't reach its target.
Shot clock at 3. Here's Lopez, and it's sent back by Lopez. And now the Knicks on the break. Here's Aflalo. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Aflalo's got the... Now Jack.
Listen, the Knicks had a hard time scoring last year. Just lacked any real presence in the paint. And lacking that paint threat makes things easier for the opposing defense.
Now here's Brown. From 11 feet away, and the rebound goes to Lopez. And now, in transition, it's Aflalo. Here we go.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
You know, at the Knicks, they were second to last in field goal percentage from their front court. Granted, they were hit by injuries. It seemed like all over the place all season.
Yeah, you know, with that poor field goal percentage shooting and being top 3 in field goal attempts on the year, not a good combination.
Got it despite fading back a bit. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin. I tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
The Knicks have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for them to start off this game. Whistle blows. If that's going to be a travel. The Nets have gone 0 of 3 from the field to start the game. Outside Jack. They swipe it. The finish. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And they continue to add to their lead. They might be ready to pull away.
No surprise from my end. I mean, they've been really good, and they're looking even better at this moment.
Now here's Brown. Lopez left side. Out of bounds. New York takes possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Jose Calderon. He's checked in for New York. Grant comes in for Langston Galloway. For New York, they've gone 4 of 4 to start. So a nice offensive rhythm to start here. Whistle blows. Yep, that's going to be a travel.
And right before Carmelo went down with the injury last season, it seemed like he had added the fadeaway to his game, molded a little bit after Dirk Nowitzki.
Calderon, that's good.
Boy, they've got them on their heels the way they've been running the ball up and down, right down their throat.
Yeah, some explosive plays we're seeing now in transition have really keyed this run.
Now here is Jack, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Carmelo's reasoning was that he had been burned enough by Dirk's fadeaway, he had to adapt.
That's a great fadeaway to borrow from, for sure. I mean, Melo already has a mid-range game, terrific mid-range game, and this shot makes that even deadlier.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Seraphin comes in for Robin Lopez, and it's Kyle O'Quinn in for Porzingis. Here's Jack. Jose Calderon making his last shot. There's the dish to Young. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Let's find out what Doris Bork has for us.
Kevin, thank you. I was able to talk with Lionel Hollins for just a moment. He said a big part of this game will depend on how well they can slow down Carmelo Anthony. He added with his size and shooting ability, he can score inside and out. We're going to try a couple different coverages and show him different looks over the course of the game to try to keep him off balance. And guys, I guess we'll see how it works. Back to you.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris.
And they've gotten good looks, you know, so that's one reason they're frustrated. Maybe he can come up with something to get them an easy one, maybe get to the line.
Yeah, you know, that may be the answer for them. But you know what else, Greg? Ultimately, I think because they're getting good shots, they'll make a better percentage of them going forward.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here.
You know, the Nets really kind of drifted along for the first part of last season, treaded water. But after the All-Star break, they stepped on the gas, put themselves right back in the playoff picture.
As you mentioned, the Nets were great after the break, had the third best record post-All-Star break in the East.
Yeah, and how about winning 13 of their first 22 after the break? And sometimes with a new coach and system, it takes a while to kind of figure things out. And that seemed to be the case with the Nets last year.
And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
Here's Calderon, and there's another one for the Knicks.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Nets trail by 16. And Jack kicks to Brown. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
Calderon has the open look. Connects from three-point range. Calderon's got 9.
Stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
Jack against Grant. Jack dishes to Lopez. And so the ball goes out of bounds. Lopez touched it last.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Here's Seraphin. And that comes off the assist by Calderon. Seraphin's got his first basket.
They got themselves in front with some outstanding shooting right off the bat.
It's been a complete technical dominant performance out here. They are in the zone.
Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about their offense or their defense. I mean, it's all been good.
And New York making a change here. Anthony's checked in.
And I feel like there's a reason Joe Johnson has gotten a number of astronomical contracts. It's because he does everything for you. He's like one of those items you buy that touts everything you need, nothing you don't. Well, to me, that's Joe Johnson.
That's tipped. Jack against Williams. Here's Lopez. Under the miss, and they've really hit a rough patch here. And pushing it up, here's New York, and it's denied, and they're able to recover. Williams gets the bucket.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season, playing a career low 42 games, and his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, you know, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently, and then after all that, you know, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
A different look for New York. Zinkas, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Amundsen comes in for Williams. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. For Brooklyn, they've gone 0 of 4, missing their first 4 field goals here. Jack passes to Johnson. Lopez sets a screen for Johnson. Feeds it to Lopez. To the wing on the left. Shot clock at 6. And Jack, here we go, cannot hit.
All the defender had to do there was just stay close to him, and he did.
And now, in transition, it's a follow. Here we go. Good.
And getting back to Jose Calderon, he's been an extremely efficient shooter for a point guard, 48% from the field throughout his career. But last season, he couldn't hit it at all. I mean, he dropped down to 41%.
Yeah, that's a tough call right there, and really a tough break for the D.
Greg, no problem for me with that call. I mean, he was still sliding right there.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And, you know, on the topic of Jose Calderon, his game is predicated on getting others involved. Last season, he had Carmelo Anthony to throw it to, and really pretty much no one else. So defenders could key on him a little more, causing him, I thought, to become just a little less efficient.
They're spraying him home from mid-range today, guys.
Finding the gaps in the defense and really just slicing and dicing them right now.
Now here is Jack. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. It's Brown on the wing. And another fast break for New York. Knicks running. Rips down the breakaway slam.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
Inside. And Jack, here we go. Here's Lopez, and there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. The Nets shooting their third and fourth free throw attempts of the game, and that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Here's Galloway. We're at the end of the first quarter, and what a blowout already in this one. Knicks out front, just dominating this one. And back with the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And before the game, Carmelo Anthony talked about how he prepares himself mentally to carry.
It's easy. It's basketball. It's out there having fun. It's out there working together. You know, the biggest thing is the defensive end. As long as we keep that up, we're going to score enough points to, possibly win a basketball game. So I'm definitely not concerned from that aspect of it.
Well, you don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it's easy and they're not too concerned.
Yeah, or talking about possibly winning basketball games. But I have a feeling he's more concerned than he talks about it. And when he says it's easy.
Go.
It may be for him, but it sure didn't look easy for the Knicks last season.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
And they've managed to capitalize on those turnovers, and that'll give them a nice edge as this game goes along.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
They've got Anthony. Calderon is out there with Grant. Then there's Amundsen, and it's Porzingis in at the 5 spot. They're the group New York will start the second with. Well, nobody said, Greg, being in the NBA was for the faint of heart. The Knicks in a few short years have gone from a playoff team, unfortunately, to the worst team in the NBA.
Hard to fathom, Kevin, that the Knicks did enter last season with playoff aspirations, but that quickly vanished. They were just completely overmatched and overwhelmed.
The pass to Ellington. There's the feed to Johnson. Outside Jack. Johnson with a screen on Calderon. And Jack kicks to Bargnani. He dishes it to Ellington. Just 5 to shoot. The fader. An absolute bomb from 3-point range. Ellington's. New York calls timeout.
Yeah, it looks like he saw some things out there that need to be adjusted, and he's going to take a break here and talk it over.
Hey, coaches sometimes need a break in the action to rethink and retool a bit. Anytime you're in that situation, it makes sense to use the timeout.
Derek Williams checked in for Anthony. Thomas Robinson, he's checked in for Brooklyn. Nice shot by Porzingis.
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots, and quite honestly, it's paid off for them.
Jack dishes to Ellington. On the wing, Johnson. So it looks like the Nets will retain possession here. Just 4 to shoot. Brooklyn needs to get off a shot here. Out of bounds. New York takes possession. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Outside Williams. Launches a three. The shot's good on the assist by Calderon. And that's now 6 points for Williams. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Guys, untidy. You've got to value the possession of the basketball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
The Knicks shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line. And the first one at the line is good. He's off on the second. Nets were the hottest team and story a few years back, certainly, but last season they were put up for sale, surprisingly to some, Clark, midway through the year.
Yeah, that was odd timing given the new arena and rebranding. I mean, you would think after all that effort to rebuild the team, you would see it through.
Pass to Grant. Pulls up. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Grant's got 7 now in this quarter.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
New York called for the foul.
And for the Nets being put up for sale, a big part of it was they were a team that was supposed to compete for titles. And since the move to Brooklyn, they have had trouble going deep in the playoffs.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those boards.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
You know, it's really hard not to notice the difference in the passing of these two teams today.
It's a stark discrepancy when you look at the assist columns and you see that difference as far as the fluidity in their respective offenses.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Porzingis. Lopez comes in for Louis Amundsen. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Grant. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Jose Calderon. Aflalo, the pass to Seraphin. He feeds it to Williams. New York moving the ball around. Aflalo, that's good.
And you know, with Brooklyn, I don't think anybody wants to take over a team in a rebuild mode. I mean, that's what the Nets seem to be looking at for the next few seasons. They had their shot, went all in with some of their decisions, unfortunately came up short.
Williams with the steal. And oh, here we go. Lopez has got it, the fast break chance.
This is great. You see, every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way. So for the Knicks, Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Kevin Seraphin. And it's Carmelo Anthony in for Derek Williams. And a change for the Nets. Young's checked in. Stolen by O'Quinn. He's looking for Lopez and finds him.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
When you look at the numbers for Robin Lopez, Clark, they won't blow you away, but his impact is a lot bigger.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, he's unselfish as a player, does all the little things. He's not focused on his numbers or shot attempts, and that's a welcome deal for coaches and teammates. He just wants to help his crew win.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand. But freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
Anthony against Jack. Taken away by Anthony. One-on-one here. And the dunk to finish it off. Beauty.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Pope loose. Jack against Anthony to end the drought, and it's blocked by O'Quinn, and he gets it back. And now Aflalo pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
Scoring well here at the midway point, and now they're starting to put some distance between them.
Well, offensively, they just continue to roll. I mean, they're padding that lead bit by bit as a result.
And good on the basket. Book it. And Robin Lopez signing a new contract this offseason. He had been significantly underpaid for his production over the last 2 seasons.
And, Kevin, you knew he was due for a raise. 7-footers who impact the game at both ends the way he does are really valuable.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Lopez, he's checked in for Bargnani. And it's Markel Brown in for Jarrett Jack. Brown. And the rebound goes to Lopez.
Boy, they just cannot take the lid off.
Well, they need a basket in the worst possible way, and they've got to stop this run, and the only way you do that, you got to score yourself.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
A different look for New York. Kevin Serafin, he's checked in for Lopez. Thomas comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway. The tray. And again, New York with the triple.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
Pass to Lopez. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
I'll tell you what, the defenders didn't even get a sniff of him on that move to the hoop.
A follow outside. Thomas, it's a wide open look. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. New York ahead, opening up a huge gap. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Well, Carmelo, what allowed you to function so well offensively?
We got vets. We got guys that know how to play basketball. We come together as a team. We're doing that, and we're just trying to take it one day at a time. That's it.
Thank you for the time, sir. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. We've been watching a pretty lopsided game through the first half, that's for sure. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined again by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. New York holding the upper hand after the first 2 quarters. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. And we'll go to Kenny first. What'd you see out there?
Well, they were dishing out dimes left and right, and the guys were finishing strong. As a team, they seem to be always thinking, always looking for the best shot. If they keep sharing the ball this way, the second half could be more lopsided than the first.
And over to Shaq. What do you think about Brooklyn?
Excuses for the turnover numbers, sloppy ball handling. They look out of control, and the execution was all over the place.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
Look at the game Galloway has been having. He has 9 points and the 2 nice steals as well. This is some performance we're witnessing out of him.
My man, a night to remember. No doubt about it.
New York's gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. And Brooklyn, looking who they've got. Brown at the 2 with Johnson at the 3. Young is out there with Brook Lopez. And it's Jack in at the point guard position. High post Lopez. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. And for Brook Lopez, disappointing start to last season. The season before, he had played only 17 games, so he wanted to make an impact right off the bat. It just didn't work out.
Yeah, you know, he missed the first 2 games altogether with the foot injury and comes back to play pretty well, then hurts his back. Out for 8 more games, comes back again. He's benched in favor of Miles Plumlee. Just a very disjointed year for Lopez.
Shaq with it. Young outside. And so he draws the foul on the shot on trip to the line to shoot 2.
You know, last season, Thaddeus Young was moved from Minnesota to Brooklyn, guys. A good move for everybody involved as he helped with the playoff push.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there. Young last year, as you mentioned, GA, shipped to Brooklyn, provided good punch off the bench.
And Young is so efficient in his scoring, that he's a great guy to play heavy minutes off the bench. Shot over 50% from the floor in his games with the Nets.
And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. Johnson goes in. Young up top, cuts off the pass. Here's Anthony, and count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
The Knicks making a switch here. Calderon's checked in.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him, but with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
They just can't miss. Everything they put up, it seems, goes in.
You know, sometimes you're the bug, and sometimes you're the windshield. They are certainly the bugs tonight. Nothing going their way.
And I'm not even sure that I'd want to be the windshield.
No, maybe the windshield wiper.
Yeah,
right. Yeah. Williams, he's checked in for New York. And getting back to Carmelo last year, that team really became devoid of talent. In some games, Greg, in games that he played, he seemed like their only scoring option.
You know, we talk about needing a big 3 to compete for a championship. And for over half the season last year, the Knicks basically had a big half. I mean, because Carmelo missed that half. And when the deck is stacked against you like that, sometimes it's better to fold your cards and live to play another day. And that's really what Carmelo did.
Johnson kicks to Lopez. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Johnson.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
A different look for New York. Serafin comes in for Porzingis. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway. And then for Brooklyn, Bargnani comes in for Thaddeus Young. And Ellington is subbed in for Brown. And the foul called on Kevin Serafin. That's his 3rd foul of the game. Anthony Early's checked in for Robin Lopez. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. Terrible turnover.
Just under 2.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter now. To the inside. Here's Early. And again, it's New York.
This is a nice 3rd quarter surge here. They've got it going right now.
And a perfect time to get hot, just as we get into the meat of the second half here.
Lopez, a screen on Williams. Johnson attacking to stop the run. Out of hand on it. And that's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Kyle O'Quinn is checked in for New York.
Kyle O'Quinn.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Just 5 to shoot. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way. Knicks last season had a lot of problems here in Manhattan, and it showed all over the floor, Greg. And you played for this team. You know what it's like to play basketball in New York. Not a good record for them at home last year.
How about finishing 10-31 here and playing in front of a sold-out crowd every night? And one thing about New York, they're going to let you know when they're displeased. Worst home record in the East and 2nd worst home record in the league.
Jack up on top. He's guarded by Williams. Kicks to Bargnani. On the wing, Johnson. Lopez a screen. And it's Johnson penetrating. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot. He'll shoot 2.
And look, Joe Johnson last season, not his best statistically, but boy, did he show some heart. I mean, he was one of the catalysts for Brooklyn making the playoffs, especially when Brook Lopez returned healthy and the two could play off of one another.
Thomas checked in for Derek Williams. And a change for the Nets. Bogdanovich is checked in for Jarrett Jack.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And here is Ellington. Bargnani a screen on Thomas. Dishes it to Lopez. It's stolen by Calderon. Here's Grant. A huge slam. The perfect end of the fast break.
Now this is just getting ridiculous. They can't possibly keep this up.
Can't remember the last time they missed one. Remarkable shooting here.
Talking about Joe Johnson, I'm not going to lie. Last year wasn't one of his best statistically, Clark. His shooting accuracy was on the low end. His turnover numbers were high. It wasn't very pretty.
But for Joe, Kevin, I don't think it was about the numbers last year. It was about wanting to compete and to win. And he's developed a champion's will over the years. And I would like to see him finally achieve his goal of maybe winning the championship. I think he deserves it. He's been consistent. He's been solid. And now you see some maturation with him as well.
Nets have gotten just one of their first 4 shots to fall since coming out of the locker room at the break. Lopez a screen. Ellington kicks to Bogdanovich. Out of bounds. New York takes possession.
I'll tell you what, that's just a major unforced error right there, guys. My goodness.
It was Amundsen. He's checked in for New York. Anthony comes in for Lance Thomas. A 3-ball. Shot's good for Seraphin. Seraphin's got 12 points in the game.
That's a layup for him. He's just too open.
And the foul called on Kevin Seraphin. That's it for him. He's fouled out. Now we'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, he'll make the walk of shame back to the bench. He gets to watch the rest from the sideline.
And New York making a change here. Lopez is checked in. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
Anytime you get as many points in the paint as they have, you know you've got a good thing going, and you just want to keep it going.
Yeah, but Clark, the other thing that sticks out for me, the number of assists they've made over the course of this game.
The 3 from Aflalo, and he gets it to go. Aflalo's got 9 points now in the quarter.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Johnson with it, now guarded by Aflalo. Aflalo against Johnson. 6 to shoot. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the officials.
For the Knicks, Porzingis, he's checked in for Amundsen. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Grant. Markel Brown, he's checked in for Brooklyn. The wide open look here for Lopez. And again, it's New York.
We're seeing the shots start to fall for them now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this has been an extremely efficient second half for them up to this point.
It's stolen by Anthony. All alone. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
Pass to Lopez. 3 seconds left. Cannot hit. And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. It's the Knicks running away with it. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Here's Larkin. We've got Kyle O'Quinn early out there with Calderon. Then it's Thomas. And it's Williams at the 4 slot. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Over to the left wing. Larkin kicks to Bogdanovich. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Here's Calderon. Takes the 3. And the officials call a traveling violation.
Yeah, another turnover. But guys, on the whole, I think they've done a great job of running their offense without too many miscues.
Here's Larkin. He kicks to Bogdanovich, and it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Calderon dishes to Williams. feeds it to Early. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 4 assists in the game. Beyond the arc. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
They're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results right now.
You're right. 3 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks will take it the other way.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Here's Amundsen, who's checked in for Lance Thomas. And it's Grant in for Jose Calderon. And Anthony Early picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Bogdanovich.
Now into the lineup for the Nets. Wayne Ellington.
Here's Larkin. The dish now to Bargnani. Stolen by O'Quinn. Fast break. Here we go. Moving it up. And again, Derek Williams.
Their interior defense has been dismal.
Yeah, they're losing the battle in the paint.
Amundsen, terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
This is crazy. Every shot they're taking right now is finding the mark.
Literally every shot, partner. I mean, they just aren't missing.
Here's Larkin. He's covered by Grant. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. In the corner, it's Ellington. And out of bounds as the Knicks gain possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
New York with the ball. A nice run going 12 in a row. And that's going to be a travel.
In the second half, they haven't taken care of the basketball. Simply put, more turnovers now that could hurt them later.
Stolen by O'Quinn. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. And Bargnani sends it back. Inside, here's Robinson. Knicks with the rebound.
And he's already patted himself on the back and forgot to put the ball there in the basket. Almost an impossible shot to block in the post. The defender can't give up that much of a height advantage and expect to contest it.
Here's Larkin. He's covered by Grant. And the foul on Kyle O'Quinn. That's his first foul. And Brooklyn has possession. Nothing doing offensively yet for them in the fourth. And stolen by Williams.
This game is going to get even more out of hand unless they start valuing the basketball.
Well, it's simply been an awful quarter. I mean, terrible ball security. They've actually handled that thing like it's got leprosy. Take care of it.
Ouch. Leprosy. And now only one away from being in the penalty.
Yep, the next one puts them on the line, so they've got to be careful the rest of the way.
And the Nets making a change here. McCullough's checked in. On defense, New York. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Here's O'Quinn, and it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
First personal foul, teams first.
And that one misses. Nets were pretty far back from relevance at times last season, as we saw. It took a late season hot streak for them, Greg, to get into the playoff picture.
Yeah, and that was a neck-and-neck race with the Pacers right till the very end. Not exactly what they had in mind at the start of the season, but they did pull through. Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense.
Here's Larkin. He's covered by Grant. Larkin, the pass to Robinson. Misses from close range.
And, you know, for the Nets, they ended up being bounced out of the first round, fell to the #1 seed Hawks. They put up a good fight against Atlanta and made the series interesting, but still came up short.
A different look for New York. Zinkis, he's checked in for Amundsen. Aflalo comes in for early, and Langston Galloway subbed in for Grant. And the Nets making a change here as well. Bogdanovich is checked in. Larkin kicks to Robinson. They need this one. It's rebounded by New York.
And for the Nets in the postseason, they did have a good showing despite that early exit. Many people expected the Hawks to sweep, but they took them to 6 games and capped what was an interesting year for Brooklyn overall. Listen, the Knicks finishing at the bottom of the East last season. They didn't go into the season thinking they were in for a rough go, making last season all that more painstaking for the fans.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
It's tipped. Aflalo left side, and Williams, here we go, and he gets it to go. And for the Knicks and their play against the rest of the conference, guys, we've been talking about only Clark 11 wins in 52 games.
And you know, Kevin, what's worse is the Knicks were 5-21 at home against the East. No matter how you slice that up, the Knicks had a season that everybody would like to forget in New York.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for the Knicks.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight, Clark, they had both.
They sure did. I mean, the ball was moving and guys were knocking down shots.
And New York making a change here. Calderon's checked in. 1:14 left in the fourth quarter of this one. The pass to Porzingis. The three-pointer off the mark. The Nets have gone a dismal 0 for 5 to get the fourth quarter underway. Right wing. Here's Bogdanovich. No good. So New York will take it the other way. Galloway with the bucket.
And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I mean, such a lively, vibrant atmosphere, and no doubt that played a part in the big win.
Inside. And a fast break now for New York. Here's Calderon. That's good. And so Galloway with the assist.
Just look at how quickly the lead has grown here over the last few possessions.
Clear case here, partner, of saving their best for last. Quite a run. The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
The Nets on offense.
Probably impossible for them to come back now.
Yeah, far too much work left to be done and not nearly enough time to get it done in.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Chris McCollum. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Thomas checked in for Derek Williams. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Brooklyn. Second free throw, no good. New York's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Galloway.
Man, it's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
That misses, so he splits the free throws. Here's Larkin. Will it go? And again, it's the Nets missing.
Yeah, credit the D there. Got his hands up and made sure he wasn't comfortable on the release.
Sure did. Stayed real snug on him and didn't allow him the space he needed to get a good shot off.
So no problem for New York as they get the win. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
Carmelo, we have a question from one of your biggest fans. How do you get off your shots when you're in such a tight coverage situation? A defender right in your grill.
It's easy. If my man back off on me, shoot it. If I got 2, pass the ball, find somebody else.
Thank you so much. Back to you guys at the table.
All right, Doris, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
And Ernie Johnson here again with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny Smith. Let's take a look at our Jordan player of the game. He had a double-double and made a huge difference tonight. He never let up, and his performance really inspired the rest of his team.
Well, just look at his assists. I mean, that tells the story for the game right there. He was seeing the court so well, always seemed to make the right decision. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
And that's it for our broadcast here tonight. But we're just getting started on a new season in the NBA. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you again soon.